good on that? Okay. Also, 4 weeks ago, I came in and asked about what we were paying for trash removal from the transfer station to Mount Carberry, and I'm just gonna read the piece and I can kind of tell you how I came to these numbers. At the November 2nd, 2020 Select Board meeting, I made a request to see how much the town has spent on trash removal from January 2020 to October 2020, or as far as you could have tickets for. On November 16th, 2 weeks later, I received the information I was asked for. I appreciate the quick turnaround and the numbers that were given to me, even included all of the year 2019 as well. And so I do appreciate the fact that you folks were able to supply me with some information. I spent some time mulling over the numbers, and I ended up comparing the two sites that were used in two different ways. Now, I will give this to you too, so you'll have it in writing, Liz. The first way I compared it was, I compared the cost of what we paid NCES from June the 12th, 2019 to September the 18th, 2019. 15 weeks, give or take. And I found that that total cost was $8,088.57. I compared that to what we paid at Mount Carberry from June 4th, 2020 to September 16th, 2020, approximately 15 weeks, and found that total cost to be $10,087.38. Secondly, I compared the cost.
What are the dates?
Is the tonnage the same?
You ain't got that far yet.
Let me finish. I do have all these answers. So the dates I used was June the 12th, 2019 to September 18th, 2019. The reason I used those dates was because I had to find comparable dates in 2019 to the comparable dates of this fall, summer, fall.
So you had almost 2 years worth of data and we picked 15 weeks?
Well, if you let me finish and not interrupt, I'll kind of get around to eventually all my findings here. So
You have 3 minutes? 3
secondly,
minutes or what?
Not
He's
your
already
choice.
He's already over 3
It's not your
minutes.
choice.
Says on the agenda,
He's
3
gonna-
minutes.
That's
now,
not you.
Hold on, I cannot hear with multiple people talking, please continue.
Who's the chairman?
okay, let me finish. I then compared the cost of what we paid at NCES from February 5th, 2020 to May the 27th, 2020, about 16 weeks. And I found that the total cost was $9,079.16. I compared that to what we paid at Mount Carberry from 6/04/20 to 9/16/20, about 15 weeks, and found that total cost to be $10,087.38. Again, same cost, same amount of time.
Same
So-
tonnage?
Under the first scenario, the town of Dalton would save over the course of the year approximately $8,000 if we'd stayed with the NCES contract.
That's bullshit.
Under the second scenario, the town of Dalton would save over the course of the year approximately $4,000 if we'd stayed with the NCES contract. A little side note. Since June the 2nd of 2020 to date, to today, Dalton residents have delivered 77.23 tons of materials to NCES. The town did not have to pay for that. The town residents brought the disposal to NCES and paid the disposal fee, the tonnage fee, whatever it was. This, if brought to the transfer station, would have increased the bill to Mount Carberry by $4,324.88. In a few years, this all may become a moot point, as Casella would pay for trash removal as part of the agreement to site their operation at the Ingerson Industrial Park.
Yay.
Now, what I tried to do was compare apples to apples. That's the best I can do. These numbers came from you folks. These aren't numbers that I made up. These are actual numbers that I received from the Board of Selectmen to use in my comparisons. Now, there's all of a sudden there's a lot of interest in what we're paying for trash removal.
Yeah,
A month ago, I asked for the information. About a week later, there was an article in the Caledonian that was just a timing piece, where the little town of Littleton decided to stay with NCES because the cost to switch to Carberry was gonna be far greater than they wanted to charge their citizens of the town. And since there's been a letter drafted by Mr. Alvarez in the corner saying how much money the town of Dalton is saving, I think he knew what I was gonna find with these numbers. And right now, as we're talking about budget and not having the money, for us to be paying more for our trash to be shipped to Mount Carberry than to be shipped to NCES is a travesty.
That's not true.
So, I would have to
It's not
begin and
true.
look at your numbers.
Absolutely,
So don't-
I understand that, Joe Beck. I'm not asking for an answer tonight. Really, what I'm doing is trying to give information to the board as to what I found. The numbers were your numbers. I'm not making them up. The only thing that you didn't know, and I didn't know this, was that there are Dalton residents who are delivering their disposable trash, or probably demo, to the NCES site on their own, charging that fee, whatever that fee is they're being charged. I didn't know that.
They're the Kennisons, they were
I
emptying
don't know
out a
how we would
trailer.
know that. if they
Well, I
didn't-
know because he works for me. It's the Kennisons, they were emptying out a demolished trailer, and the only reason that they were doing it is because they needed the bins because they were filling them up.
Okay. So the bottom line is,
And they would have paid to bring it to the transfer station. We charge for construction debris, and it's supposed to be a break even. So
well, right now, we're spending more money to ship up to Mount Carberry.
it does cost more money to ship up the product.
And it's costing us more as a town.
It's
with
not, because
everything
you've taken the
included.
numbers out of context, the numbers do not lie. If you look over from last year when we decided, the whole year to date, you compared it with the trucking, and the tonnage is $20 a ton cheaper for municipal waste. It's $40 less for construction debris. To
But-
go from Bethlehem, from the transfer station to Bethlehem is $188. To go from the transfer station to Carberry, it's $295. So basically, or it's $285. So basically, if your construction debris is over 2.5 tons, then you break even. Most of the loads of construction debris are 5 to 8 tons. So it's a break even. So if they have
I'm
put
not
that-
here, I'm not here to debate this.
Well, certainly if you
You know
are.
I'm not here to debate this. Okay, Mount Carberry is not recycling the way that Casella recycled, so there will be more
We don't send
tonnage.
our recycling.
So
bin.
this
We
is,
send
this
them to
is,
Lancaster.
this is what I have in writing.
So-
Thank you.
Is this 10 minutes up yet?
It's
So,
probably, it's up to the chairman to make that
He's
decision.
about as rude a fellow as I ever met in my life.
Yeah.
are we ready to proceed with the